it's funny because since Active Chelsea cannot like tweet, she tweets through me. As in, when
So
like
that's
for
not
example,
sacrificing.
releases something, when Treasure releases something, she just like goes straight to my chat and then she in all caps, "Hi Ashley,
Yeah.
The views and opinions of this program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Kingdom podcast. The show might include strong images and language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
After 3 long years,
Welcome back, Commander.
here we are again.
Say what?
Again with the angst, the controversy, and wit that can withstand anything or anyone it's up against. Here to give you the scoop about K-pop and other crap you can think of, the prima donna of K-pop radio is back. Better, stronger, and well, he's still the rowdy asshole everyone expects him to be. Thy kingdom come! Welcome the evil stepchild of SLR the podcast, the Kingdom Podcast. And here he is, the man of the hour, the best among the rest, and your resident K-pop critic, the voice, DJ Yuuki.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. It is a Thursday night in the Philippines, the 1st of April 2021. My name is Yuuki. This is the 54th episode of the Kingdom Podcast, brought to you by Anchor.fm. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and on Anchor, all in the same name at the Kingdom Pod PH. The show will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you know the drill. All right, so, guys, April Fools. Happy April Fools. I used to do this thing where I change my Twitter account into something that's very obnoxious. But this is the first time in 7 years that I haven't done it. I just feel like I've grown old already and it sucks. But I wanted to do it. I just couldn't think of anyone to basically parody in lack of proper term. So, happy April Fool's Day to all of you. It's still ECQ, if you guys don't know. And I'm being joined by one of my sisterakas from this awesome podcast called Spill the Soju, the resident doctor of Spill the Soju. So if you guys have any medical questions, feel free to feel free to tweet
maybe
her.
in a few years."
In a few years, fair enough. You can follow her on Twitter. It's at Days Gone Dancing. Please welcome back on the show, Ash. Hi, Ash.
Hello guys.
You guys don't know, Ash is my guest for my favorite K-pop episode or podcast episode so far. I think
Wow, really? Until now?
Yeah, until now. Yeah, I haven't gotten anyone or any episode where I liked the conversation better. So that's pressure for you.
I feel honored.
No, that's pressure.
Oh no!
So that was, I
Sorry.
think, if you guys haven't listened to it, that was the episode of, oh man, I think around episode 40 at the time. Let me get that. This sucks. I suck. So we got Chelsea episode 43. So we have this is bad podcasting. Basta. Episode 38, I think. Maybe. Yeah. No, that still is Chelsea. What the hell? I think it's 39. Yeah. There. 39. It's 39. It's episode 39 with Ash. If you haven't listened to it, please check it out. You can follow them on Twitter as well, her podcast at Spill the Soju, right? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at Spill the Soju. So how's the podcast going so far? I still listen. Are you guys still enjoying it?
Yeah. So far, we've been affiliated with a new brand, a Default Cafe Pub. So
Sweet.
they create these crazy concoctions of drinks, and though I am not really an alcohol drinker, I did try them and they did taste good. It's just that therefore, at the Chelsea and at the Kirsten's taste.
Especially Chelsea, right? Chelsea, when
Yeah.
she guested on the podcast. Fucking A. Like, she
Yes.
was... I'm downing a bottle of soju right now. Yuuki. It's like, okay. But we had this something planned out where we were going to record while drinking. And, it hasn't happened yet because she's like MIA on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's MIA.
For Lent.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Lent, right? Yeah, for Lent. So she'll be back by Easter Sunday. It's like, yeah.
Well,
I'm
actually,
ready.
she told me that like she had this revelation that do I go back to stand Twitter even after Lent? Because she enjoyed the piece of how she has less toxicity in her
Mm-mm.
life now because
That's right.
of stand Twitter.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Not going back to like something as toxic as Stan Twitter, but then again, like it's impossible for her not to go back since you host a podcast, and
Yeah.
she has to promote and stuff, and now you have sponsors. And earlier, like what Ash said, like I tasted it. I'm not an alcohol drinker, but it tastes good because she's paid to say that. But all kidding aside, I'm glad that you guys have sponsors already. Fucking A, man. Good job.
Yes.
What the
Slowly
hell?
growing.
Slowly growing, freaking A. Alrighty, so let's get to the topics. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of Twice and probably Mingyu today on the podcast, but I want to start it off with this April Fool's topic. So I asked Ash, right? So the topic was supposedly going to be, what's the worst thing you did to prank someone? And Ash told me that she had a boring life. And no one has ever pranked her, nor she had pranked anyone. It's like, what gives?
Yes, sadly. I don't know. Like, I guess I just like really have good friends.
It's like wala bang moment sa when you go to school and stuff. It's like, look at my bladder, and then kinuha mo yung bladder ng cadaver, and then
What?
wala ba anything like that? Maybe, I don't know.
No, definitely not.
It's like, my brain hurts, and then you take off like a brain,
Oh no. I do get teased a lot though. I'm quite a gullible person.
What do you mean tease?
I
Like,
get teased a lot. I get teased for like literally anything. Like I remember, like during my internship, my co-interns would like play around with my work, or like you know how short I am, and then they would like put their arm on my head, like, oh, I feel so tired, and then they would just put their arm on my head, like a armrest.
oh, I
I'm
love
like,
that.
Thanks, guys.
Look, I don't know how short you are technically. I know that you're so you're 140 cm tall. That's in
Yes.
what in feet? Feet to cm.
I'm 4'6".
Whoa, no, really? Holy crap.
Yeah, sadly.
Dude, how are you gonna go doing your rounds? Like, do you need to have stool?
Oh
Sorry.
gosh. Oh my gosh. I have this story. It was so funny.
Right.
Like we have this practical exams, right, in the laboratory.
Yeah.
And there was this time that we were in a laboratory with slightly taller tables.
Right.
And then normally that would be fine.
I
But
see where
then
this is going. Okay.
they had to put a microscope. And literally during the practical test, someone had to carry a stool for me so that I could move from every
One place to
microscope.
another.
Because like
Yeah.
one microscope to another. Like literally someone had to carry a stool for me. Because it was tired and I had to panic. Do you expect me to write my answer and then get my stool and then transfer? No.
So if you guys don't know, so practical tests when it comes to medical fields, there's this thing, it's kind of like a round robin thing where you go from one station to another, and then there's a question per station, and we had that with cadavers back then, and I assume that you're having that with cadavers sometimes as well. It's like, what is this part? It's stuff like that. So that's what happened. So Ash happened to have someone carry a stool for her, switching from one station to another. That is
Yes.
fucking wild, Ash. That's insane. So, okay, that's kind of like an April Fool's prank on itself. But
yeah, on my own self. Like, I
yeah,
pranked
on your own
myself,
self. Yeah,
basically.
like hi, happy April Fools to me. I'm friendless. No, all kidding aside. So the April Fool's prank, the worst thing I did was probably, I don't know, like put dog stool in a bag of my classmate. That was in college, by the way. That's how immature I am. I don't know. Like,
God.
like my friends are like, he was drunk. My friend was super drunk and stuff. And then he was like, I need to go home. I'm so drunk. Vomiting here and there.
What's with the
And
accent?
then
though?
no,
Why do you sound like Gru from
Yeah.
Despicable?
right. I mean, I
Nerve.
imagine him speaking in that tone, but like, I'm so fucking drunk. So my friends and I, we were tipsy, but we were drunk. So like, oh, look at that dog stool. You know what I'm thinking? Fucking A. Then we got the dog stool, took a tissue, like I picked it up, and then I put it directly in, the
Oh,
area
no!
where he normally opens his his bag. But I put it on the zipper and then I put it inside it. So
Okay.
so he was opening his zipper. He didn't know. He found
Gosh,
out
oh
like
God.
the day after. And the day after was like
Oh!
our rest day, parang Saturday, Sunday. It's like, putahin
Uh-huh.
mo talaga, Dustin, ganto, ganyan. Sabi nila, ikaw naglagay, ganto. Sabi ko, uy, hindi ko alam yun, ganto, ganyan. Because it's like, I couldn't remember legitimately after. I
Oh
was
my goodness.
I was tipsy, but then I got drunk because he went home earlier than we did, so we still, had a few bottles, and then I was fog drunk, and then I went home, and then I forgot about it, and then my friends rat out on me by saying, "Na si Dustin yun, ganto ganyan, siya yung may idea." So we fought, but we're still friends. I mean, we're still
Okay,
good friends. It's just
At
that
least.
at that time, oh my god, that was
Uh-huh.
probably the worst thing I did, and that wasn't even April 1. I think we were celebrating his birthday, to be honest.
What?
Yeah,
Birthday? You
that-
literally pooped. You,
so
you
good.
really pooped on the party.
yeah,
Like, you
I
pooped on
literally
his birthday.
pooped
Oh my
on the
goodness.
party. Yeah, the poop was like very very liquidy. It's not the hard poop,
Ew.
So it's like a splatter of like bird poop from the sky. Tas nilagay ko siya sa bag niya. Sa freaking
Oh, gosh.
I love it. I love college. Don't you love college? I assume you don't.
Well, my gosh, online med school is not really that exciting.
Oh,
It's just
really?
stressful.
So how do you do the practicals then now? Do
It's
you
just
have practicals?
pictures. Literally, yeah, just like multiple choice exams on like Blackboard.
Ain't it easier for you medical students that this is like the norm now? Because back then, when it comes to like the round robins, I can vividly remember when I was quizzing because I'm a respiratory therapist graduate. So back then,
Mm-hmm.
when we did the practical tests and we had to look at cadavers like from one cadaver to another. Tapos tinitignan ko yung ano ba tong ano na to, ganito ganyan, what's the function of this?
Yeah.
Ain't it
Mhm.
easier for you guys to study
Well,
or at
I
least
think it's
exams?
because there is no clear line between work and home anymore. So like they
Mm.
just think that okay, we can give them a little more work
right.
because they're already at home. So I think there's just that kind
Ah.
of mentality. So it's just really stressful.
So I guess like yung thought ng mga professors where nasa bahay lang naman sila eh. Let's give them like a
yeah.
150 exam. You know?
Yeah, or like they just like combine very heavy topics into one test, and then it's like all or nothing for your grade, something like that. It's really stressful.
Are there even professors saying na, oh, bawal mag-open ng notes ah?
Well, yeah.
How?
said no
How would they
cheating.
prove that? I mean, come on.
Honestly, I don't know. It really depends on the person. It's
Do you open your notes?
no.
Oh, wow. You're that kind of girl. Wow, that's super cool.
The most that I would do is that after I choose an answer and I just really want feel reassured about it, I check my notes, and then if it's right, then hey, I'm right. But if it's wrong, I still stick to the wrong answer and I don't change it.
Wow. So you really like super study talaga, as in bonggang study whenever you do the exams.
I study as much as I can. Like I just do my best, and like I just wanna get whatever I deserve. I don't want to
That's
get
fair.
a high grade because I looked at my notes or something. Whatever I so at least I can look back to my grades or like look back to how I performed in med school and like can honestly say that that is my hard work, or like that is what really transpired in my med school
Med school,
journey.
yeah. So yeah, you
Mhm.
you look back while doing the Hippocratic oath.
Like this is like honest work. Yeah.
Fucking A. Dude, we got an honest doctor here. So again, at Twitter, at Days Gone Dancing, please tweet her if you have like, so Ash, I have this rash dito sa lower back ko.
Oh no.
she get
Okay,
take
let me check
Benadryl.
my
ganun.
book. Let me check my book.
Do you still have that book where yung maraming ano, ang tawag dito, yung doctors normally have that like in their desk. Yung may medicine book. I forgot
Like a
what it's called.
dictionary?
No, like a medicine book. Like it gets updated every year. I forgot what it's
I'm
called.
not sure.
But whenever someone gets checked up, so okay, ano bang pwedeng gamot sa'yo? And then they flip on the book and then I don't know. They usually do that every time. Anyway, it's
I'm
like,
not sure though.
yeah, freaking
If
A.
you remember the name, maybe I would.
I cannot for the life of me, like gun to my head. But anyway, let's get to the topics right after this commercial break. When we come back, more of Ash and more of the Kingdom podcast. Don't go away, you guys.
Hey, this is Jacques, aka Arcady Blog, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Hey, you. Doing this podcast thing for years now, I've always been an advocate to start your own podcast. Regardless if you talk about K-pop, science, news, politics, showbiz, start doing it because podcasting is growing very quickly, not just in the Philippines, but also worldwide. There's a whole lot of new shows out there, and we as podcasters need to stay informed in order to stay relevant. The best way to do that is with data, numbers, and analytics. Something to keep track of how you're doing. And the best way to get it all in one place is Podmetrics, your one-stop shop for all your podcast data needs. Podmetrics combines data from Anchor, Spotify, Chartable, Facebook Live, and YouTube in order to show you the real picture of how your show is doing. And when you know your show, you can grow your show. The best part is it's absolutely free. Sign up now at podmetrics.co. That's podmetrics.co. And don't forget to use the referral code The Kingdom Podcast. No spaces. Podmetrics, the only analytics you'll ever need for your podcast.
You are listening to the Kingdom Podcast. All our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and on Anchor.fm. Your weekly dose of K-pop is now back.
On the ground. This is because I have On the Ground as my background for this like commercial break or after the commercial break. And Ash earlier, like before we started the show, it's like, hi Ash. I was chatting with her, and then I went on the server where we usually do the recordings for the podcast, and then I was singing the song, and then she went in while I was doing On the Ground. So embarrassing. What the hell? Welcome back to the podcast. You can go to Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, at the Kingdom Pod PH. Follow us there. Also, please follow us on Spotify. It definitely helps us out. A lot of people are still listening and still following our podcast, so thank you very much. You guys are freaking awesome. So again, we still have Ashley from Spill the Soju here. You can follow her on Twitter at Days Gone Dancing. And for her podcast, it's at Spill the Soju on Twitter as well. So, Ash, I like that
Yes?
song, right? On the Ground? Good stuff.
Yes, I love it.
Good stuff.
Because I've been watching Inkigayo every Sunday. Well, partly because Jihoon from Treasure is there. Like he's an MC now for Inkigayo,
Sure.
so I always watch him every Sunday. And then I see Rose's performances, and it's just amazing. I love Rose.
I love her too. She's my bias in Blackpink. It used to be
Oh,
Lisa.
really?
Yeah, it used to be
Uh-huh.
Lisa, and I switched to Jenny, and then now I think there's something about vocalists for me. Like back then, you know Mamamoo, right? So when
Yeah.
when I got to know
Good.
Mamamoo, I got to know them because they're like super good when it comes to singing stuff.
Yeah.
And then see
power vocal.
Exactly. And then Moonbyul is kind of like my bias, like my first bias, because I saw You're the Best
Mhm.
and she looks stunningly beautiful there. But then
Mhm.
after Gogo Bebe, I figured out like there's always something about Wee-In that really gets me. So
Mhm.
yeah, probably Wee-In really is my true bias in Mamamoo. So yeah, I figured out that it was her. So there's really something about vocals. Back then, Lisa, I loved how she danced. You know, she's a really good dancer for me. And then Jenny had this cutesy phase. So I loved her as well. And then figured out that it's really Rose for me since she's really the vocals, and her vocals are really, really good. I mean, very,
Yeah,
to
it
be
is.
honest, very signature in K-pop. I haven't heard anyone sing like that in K-pop.
That's so true.
Probably it's the accent, right? Probably it's the New Zealand, the Kiwi accent that she has. Maybe, or maybe just yung timbre ng boses niya. I wouldn't really know, but yeah, Rose freaking on the ground. What a good song. I don't know if you guys like it, but it's wow, I love her. I like her.
Yes. Mhm.
Anyway, topic. So I've been simping over TikTok, right? Or which I called earlier spazzing over TikTok. Kind of old. So I've been simping over it, and there's this recurring theme, and obviously I could be wrong, especially for the ones that listen to this podcast. But probably the most hated, if not one of the most hated groups in TikTok is Twice, and I find it really sad that they go through such ridicule, lack of proper term, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of users in TikTok, mostly are Blackpink fans that
Yeah.
that post about Twice being horrible in singing. And and when I pitched this to Ash, sabi ni Ash, like, they sport good vocals naman. It's like, yeah, but live is a bit questionable for me, because I loved I Can't Stop Me. I think it's one of, if it's not one, it's one of the best, if not the best Twice song that's ever been released. Their last release, and I've been a fan of Twice, like, ever since they debuted, and I've
Yeah,
been
same.
I've been following them incessantly. It's just that I can't deny the fact, since I stand other groups that sport good vocals or better vocals compared to them. And as a fan, to be honest, like as a K-pop fan, you're always that kind of fan where you can't compare, you don't want to compare, you can't compare, you always have that rule. Pero behind the scenes, it's hard not to, you guys. And in that sense, I understand, I guess, in lack of proper term, or I tolerate the posts that other people make for against Twice. However, it's still not a good thing to do. So
Yeah.
when it comes to the topic, I thought of it, and I pitched it to Ash here. It's like, the topic is, do you think as the nation's girl group, they're sporting basically a subpar vocal line?
Well, first of all, I don't have TikTok, so
Oh
maybe
man,
my
get in the
maybe my
groove, man.
opinion maybe like my opinions may not be a very, how do you say this, supported by a lot
Mhm.
of hard facts based on what you're saying, or what you have observed. But I did check their studio versus live vocals, and I think it's one of the reasons why is because maybe there are certain members who actually do have the power vocals, but they don't get enough lines, or they're just not noticed enough, and you know how people would focus more on the bad side to things instead of the
Yep.
good side.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's also like that kind of, natural perspective that people have.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean there, Ash. But like, here for instance, right? Let me. You might hear yourself for a little bit, but I'm gonna let you hear something.
Mhm.
There. 1 second. So here's an example, right? They keep on saying that they're not even singing. She's very pitchy. Here. See, they're really, when it comes to singing, they're a bit pitchy. They're in the pitchy side, and a lot of ones are saying that because they dance and stuff. But this is like an encore performance with no backup vocals and with no dancing, and it saddens me to be honest. That they're the nation's girl group, and a lot of people on TikTok and even in Stan Twitter, they keep on saying like, you guys are the nation's girl group. You really need to improve on your skills.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably preferential or
it is definitely.
definitely. Pero kasi you tend to compare. It's hard for you not to compare, especially if you're a multi-stan. Because if you're a purist, I would
You've
understand.
experienced like so many groups
Yes.
already.
And Ash here has experienced like, tons and tons of it. Kasi she's been following K-pop since 87. So
Well, like if I had to compare like Girls' Generation with Twice,
right.
definitely I would have noticed more power vocals in Girls' Generation than
Mm-mm.
Twice. But then, you can't have everything.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Sometimes.
Pero kasi it's hard for you not to compare it, like for example, to Girls' Generation, which is probably the best example of comparing Twice to, right? Kasi they have kind of like the same formula. They're 9. They're 9.
Yeah.
And then they were the nation's girl group, and now here comes these 9 girls, which are the nation's girl group now. So in that sense, sila lang talaga for me would be the best basically comparison, because it's a comparison of different generations as well. So it gives them that, it should give Twice that edge, especially because they came from 16, which is like, a show, mind you, like a scripted show for me. But very scripted. But they came from a show like that where it's supposedly a contest to know who's the best.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit difficult for me to swallow. Nah, to be honest, we have like a nation's girl group that sings like this, because it's like super bad. Look, I'm a big fan. I'm still a big fan. Don't get me wrong, but it saddens me.
Yeah. Well, personally, for like my preferences, I do not really have a favorite vocal from Twice too, but I respect the hard work that the girls are doing. They're also going through a lot on their own, and it's just really always, how idols, they always say that, okay, I'll continue working hard, I will always become the better this ganyan, and then it's just a matter of actually taking that into action, and then you just really see it in the outcome.
Yeah, but then the outcome sucks. Look, I mean, all kidding aside, you guys know I'm a big Twice fan. I've been following them since day one. It's just that I find it so hard to comprehend that we went from Girls' Generation to freaking subpar vocals. I mean, they dance so well, and I can't comment on that since I'm not a dancer. Probably Ash can, since she dances, but I dance TikTok, that's it. But no, I don't post TikTok, but anyway, it's just a very difficult pill to swallow for me, kasi you should be like the standard. You should be the example.
Yeah. So, but like sometimes I think that what if there was a girl group that um debuted before Twice and they were the nation's girl group. Like Twice. Sometimes I think that Twice was dubbed the nation's girl group because they happened to debut at a certain time
Mm-hmm.
in K-pop. Sometimes I think about that, but then
Right.
in a way, they still deserve it. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they do. I mean, obviously they're the nation's girl group. To be honest, like you Blinks, I don't know if you know this, but Blackpink will never ever be the nation's girl group. The reason why is because we don't see enough of them. So
actually, yeah, like
yeah.
it's sad that I don't see Blackpink in like award shows,
Right.
or like in
Mm-mm.
like so many like other variety or reality shows. Most of the time, they are models,
Right.
ambassadors,
Mm-mm.
and things like that.
It's like you're
I
the,
really do want to see them more as artists, though.
Mm-mm.
So
Look, you guys might not have the nation's girl group moniker, but at least you have the Instagram girl group moniker, you know? I mean,
oh.
just saying. But all kidding aside, I tolerate the kind of things that I see on TikTok against Twice because it might hurt to say, but it's kind of true. I mean, they have to improve. I mean,
Yeah,
they-
sometimes even if you're a fan, you need to be honest also. You should not cloud your own
Mm-mm.
like morals or values in terms of how you see or evaluate actual, talent or
Mm-mm.
skills in your perspective just because you love someone. That's not
Mm-mm.
how they grow, right?
That's right.
You need to actually give it to them straight. You need to be honest. But there's also a line to draw between honesty and actually just being mean.
That's true. That is true as well. But don't get us wrong, you guys. We're Twice fans. Like we like Twice.
Yes.
It's just that we don't lie to ourselves. Where hindi sila talaga yung best of the best. Ganto ganyan and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're really not. I mean, to be honest, like if I had to pick like a nation's girl group, to be honest, like it would probably be either the people I actually stan. Kasi as far as talent goes, it's like I can't go wrong with Mamamoo nor ITZY. Probably
Mhm.
ITZY is still a very young group, but and Mamamoo.
Maybe they'll be the next.
Yeah, they will be. Sincerely, to be honest, like they will be. If it's
Fourth
not,
gen, yeah.
if it's not them, it's Luna. Because Luna is just, oh my god. As far as talent goes, they
Actually,
can
there
all
are a
dance.
lot of girl groups debuting, right?
Yes,
These
there are a lot.
days.
Yeah.
Like there's
Mhm.
Purple Kiss,
Espa.
there Espa, there is what else? There's not even recently debuted, but still like new girl groups like Weekly and
I haven't heard of
what
them.
else?
Okay. So what agency
yeah.
are
Or
they
like
from?
oh, I'm not sure about that. I
They just
I
debuted.
just know.
Okay.
Well, not really like just debut, but they were like one of the nominees for Rookies of the Year last year. So
Oh
probably
shoot. Okay.
like definitely.
Yeah, they're in the
New.
scene. Yeah, they're in the scene. I'm not really into that Purple Kiss trend yet. My girlfriend's a big fan. I only like Swan, so it's a bit selective for me. I didn't like their debut track. I forgot even the title. I only hear "In the Purple Kiss." Na, na. That's that's all I hear. Freaking A. And my girlfriend's really into it. It's just that I'm not big. I'm not that big yet into Purple Kiss. Espa, I don't really follow them, but I hear that they're good. Obviously, because it's an SM group. Vocals, visual, and everything. So they have it in the bag. I am going to look forward to ITZY this year, and because
Yes.
it's all going up for me. As far as song goes, the Dala Dala IC wannabe, and then Not Shy. I feel like it's a going uptrend. It's an incline
Yeah.
because I feel that Not Shy is their best song to date, and it's their most challenging as far as dance goes. I think.
Actually, yeah, I like Not Shy a lot.
Have you covered
I
it
thought
yet?
I thought I really liked Wannabe, but then when Not Shy came, I was like, dang it! Now I have to like shift my whole
Yeah,
favorite ITZY song
that's
list.
right.
Dang it!
Ganun, I mean, there's something about ITZY, and I think, I give props to JYP for that. He basically
Yeah.
knows the formula already, because
Mhm.
probably because of Twice, obviously because of Twice, or probably Miss A. Pero he's kind of like perfecting it, or he
Yeah,
perfected it.
they're a
already.
very strong girl group. ITZY, definitely.
Definitely, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, going back, just oh man, I feel bad. Really, Twice should really improve on this. It's something that, you have this the social responsibility of being the nation's girl group. Might
Mhm.
want to, live up to that expectation.
Yeah.
This is a difficult topic. This is a difficult show. Can I join Spill the Soju? You guys are having fun there. I don't like this show anymore.
Yes. Oh no.
I don't like this show. Fucking, too much drama. But yeah, I mean,
So what will be called the Kingdom of Soju?
yeah, why not? Freaking name.
Still the kingdom.
The Kingdom of Soju. And we would definitely be drinking every single time. Obviously you're not
Oh, no.
drinking, so I don't know,
Yes,
but
definitely not.
we might ask you to.
Oh.
Look, a glass of wine a day keeps the doctor away. Since you're a doctor, you should know. But isn't that true? Like, a glass of wine would be good for your health per day.
No, not really.
Not really?
I don't think so. So
Why not?
There,
Why
there
not?
are
Not
there
alcohol.
are like maybe some benefits to like wine, but for sure, they still have alcoholic content. If you don't drink moderately, then it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, just a glass of wine, like one glass should. A lot of people have been doing that for years now. I don't know. Like, I don't do it. I do a glass of milk. I drink a lot of milk because I like milk. So yeah, that's me.
I love banana milk.
Oh man,
Korean banana
it's
milk,
so expensive though. I mean, do you have like a close proximity Korean market there?
No, but then whenever my parents do go near one, they would pass by it and then buy me like two big boxes of
Banana uyu.
Korean
Yeah.
banana milk. Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are rich.
What?
I buy 2 cartons. That's it. Look, 1 carton is like 45 pesos. It's not that cheap. I mean, fucking A. 45 pesos will get me like, I don't know, like 5 glasses of Bear Brand.
Oh,
And then let me just eat banana and then banana milk.
and then mix it with the
Yeah,
milk.
exactly. I mean, kita mo?
I'm just gonna blend it and
Yeah.
then drink.
That's it, right? Life hack. We'll get to our last commercial break. When we come back, more of the show. We'll talk about Mingyu after this, so please do not go away.
This is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
What's up, simps? How many of you guys use Spotify as your main music or podcast player? On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite songs or shows, this show included, and choose over a variety of artists and podcasters for your listening pleasure. So don't forget to download Spotify on your smartphones, and in the process, follow me on social media so that you'll know when the Kingdom Podcast will be on air. That's Yuukmeister on Twitter and Instagram. See you there. Hey, podcasters. Podcasting has become a staple when it comes to new things to try, especially here in the Philippines. Check all of them out on your podcast players like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We also hope you can donate to the show for as low as 99 cents via our Anchor account. You can go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. We want to get as much content out there as possible, and a small amount like this would definitely help us out to keep the show going. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Hey everyone, this is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Welcome back to the podcast. This is basically the time where I invite you guys to support the podcast by going to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. You can donate as low as 99 cents via the Anchor account so that we can, give talent fee for Ash here whenever she guests here on the podcast. So You know, if you donate 99 cents, I'll give her 99 cents. You know? Ash. Ito, pang banana uyu. Ganun.
Pang banana milk ka.
So guys, anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/report. You're still with me, Yuuki. You can follow me on Twitter at YukeMeister and on Instagram, same moniker, and for Ash here at Days Gone Dancing on Twitter. Do you have Instagram?
Yes, I do.
Do you promote it on the show?
Not intentionally, but I don't mind if people know it.
So what's your Instagram so that people can follow you there?
So it's Ashley BHP. Wait, I forgot.
What the hell? How can you forget your Instagram handle?
It's like I sometimes
Change
mix
it
up with my email
okay.
because it's like the same, but it's like different because the underscore is like different. So my Instagram is Ashley BHP _143.
Ashley BHP _143.
Yes.
So that's it. Instagram at Ashley BHP _143. I'm gonna stalk her on Instagram. Okay.
Then suddenly I see liked by
Yeah,
Yuuki.
like by Yuuki. Hell yeah, good stuff. Yeah, look at this girl. Yeah, 4'8".
4'6".
Yeah, 4'6". Fucking hey, man. That's insane. Okay, so I was telling Ash here to make her own TikTok account now. I said, Ash, you don't have to post. I mean, you don't have to post videos like what I do. I don't post videos. I just find it cringy. But it started for me na I went on Facebook and still like watch Facebook videos, right? And most of the Facebook videos I watch tend to be TikToks.
Oh yeah, like re-uploads.
Yeah, they're
Same.
re-uploads and then they're re-uploads or they're like a compilation of like TikToks from different users and stuff. And I kept on thinking, bakit pa ako nag-iintay ng update sa Facebook when I can just go to TikTok?
And like search it myself on TikTok.
And be updated kasi these are like what you say like what you said, re-uploads. So there's like a delay when it comes to uploading it.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't I just go to TikTok? So I did. And it was actually on the 28th of January or the 23rd. Because I checked.
Wow, I like how you remember.
No, I checked like a few days ago. Like, kailan ba nasira yung buhay ko? Yeah, January 23.
No.
So, yeah, ever since then, it's daily. Ash, daily.
Yeah,
At least 5 hours.
I've had a lot of friends who actually waste so much time just scrolling through TikTok.
Why not? Are you that busy?
Yeah, well, I plan a lot of projects for myself, so that's why I can't really distract myself from scrolling through a lot of interesting content. Like I'm purposely like staying away from things that I know I'll like.
Right.
So that I can focus.
So this will ruin me. So let's not do it. Parang ganun.
I know I will like it, so I must not.
Yes, yeah. This is gonna suck big time. This is not going to let me study. So let's not do this. Good stuff. Ash, going through your Instagram before we get to the topic. Shoot. What do you call this? The bookcase. Is this your room?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually my room.
Yeah, guys, she's filthy, stinking rich, you guys.
No, I'm not.
It's like merchandise and books. Like, freaking A, man. Good shit. This is insane. So yeah, medtech, now full-time med student. Good stuff. Freaking A. All right. No, so we got that out of the way for her Instagram and TikTok. Now we get to the depressing topic.
Yes.
I worded out the topic, right? So when it comes to bullying and the explicit content that we so it's a very broad topic. I wanted it to be broad.
Very sensitive one too.
Yeah, I wanted it to be broad yet sensitive. So it's about bullying and explicit content like in K-pop. My question here is, and I think Ash, you can open up the topic. I say my biggest question here is, why are we still scared of mature stuff? Why?
Well, when I thought, like, when you pitched this topic to me, I was just like thinking, yeah, why? Like, why is it that idols are criticized whenever they wear, sexy clothing? Like, how Jessie presents herself, or like how Hwasa, they
Right.
don't have like that beauty stand, like normal beauty stand of Koreans,
That's
but
right.
they get criticized a lot for their thick, beautiful thighs. May I add that, beautiful thighs, and then body shape and things like that.
That's right.
And then like how, when idols do something that is unconventional in like the Korean culture, they get criticized for it, when in other countries it's not really something that they should be condemned for. So why? And I thought that maybe one of the reasons is because of their culture. I think that's really definite. One of the main reasons why they would think that way, because they really have a certain perspective, which, of course, as international fans, we may be like, no, that's not how you're supposed to treat a person. But then we do actually have to take into consideration like how their society was brought up, how it was formed, how it was developed. These people, they don't just think that way because they're bad people. It's because that's how they were, how society in that country was, like, formed. And what else? I think it's also because things like explicit content, it's a lot, it has a lot to do with intimacy, and not a lot of people like to openly talk about it. Some do like to keep it like very private. And
Which is just right.
what
I mean, it's just right to
yeah.
keep it private, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it becomes a closed door for me if we say that that's their culture. Okay, fine. It becomes a closed door for me due to the fact that I can't really comment on that. I can't contest that any further because that's just how they're brought up. However, it's not just the Koreans that are doing this.
Yeah.
It's like we've
Mhm.
adapted to the Korean culture where, like, let's say for instance, here in the Philippines, obviously in the Philippines, it's very
Conservative, in a
conservative
way.
still. Yeah, it's not the U.S. or someone very non-conservative or a non-conservative country. Obviously, we're still conservative in that sort of aspect. However,
Mhm.
it's like we're not us here in the Philippines. Probably I can comment on that. Like Filipino K-pop fans, we're not really that conservative anymore. I mean, obviously we talk about our sex lives with other people. Obviously not in a public, in a public medium, like for example a podcast. Or there are other podcasts that deal with, let's say, sex, right? That's their main topic.
Mhm.
So, probably a lot of people are just comfortable doing that, and I don't
Yeah.
get why we're trying to adapt to the culture, like what you said of Korea, which is not necessarily. I'm not saying that the culture is bad. It's just that
Mhm.
that's not our culture. Why would you feel bad if, let's say, Mingyu, for example, did that awesome art piece, right? And then
Mhm.
has, the word sex or legs of other people that they're cutouts. I mean, these are models that they get cut out from. I mean, they model. I don't understand. I just don't understand why we ridicule something like that. And it's
Yeah.
not as if we're not doing things like that. I mean, I can't speak for Ash, like obviously, but like I do shit as well. I mean, I do a lot.
Like-
I do stuff.
like putting dog poop in your friend's
Yeah, like
bag.
putting poop in. Natakot ako ano yung sasabihin ni Ash sa akin. Like what do you do? But like I do a lot of crap like privately and publicly where like I would seem to be very hypocritical if I comment on things like ay yuck sex pweh.
Well,
And
I think
it's very frustrating.
sometimes, yeah, like sometimes though, it like maybe even like the loudest criticizers, the ones that do get attention, and that that the reason why these controversies happen. Sometimes I think it's because fans can be protective of their idols. They
Baby.
love to
Yeah.
baby them, or
Yeah.
like they have this certain image that is set on their idol, and of course you only know them through the camera. You don't really know them as a person, so that also would entail that you don't know how they really are as people, or you can't really see how they develop as like human beings, and so you are really stuck with this certain image of them. It can't adapt because you're not personally with them, so you have this certain image based on how they act in front of the camera. So when they do something that is very unlikely or surprising or unconventional, your mind just like shuts down. Like you don't you so, to the point that okay, you feel like betrayed, or it's like unbelievable, or it's like they broke your trust or something, when in reality it's not always like that.
And this is where the bullying thing comes into picture.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a lot of people. I've been a big bully on Twitter. Like I cyberbully a lot of people back then. Obviously, not now. And it I feel that it deals with the maturity that I currently have compared to back then. Back then, kasi if they say that I hate your radio show, well, parang may biglang tumunog sa utak ko na, what did you say? Parang, oh man, like keyboard warrior all throughout. I mean, I even go to the extent of giving them my real address.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so
I remember you told me that.
yeah, in that sense, I'm a big bully back then, but it deals with the maturity that I have. Because with the explicit content that we have, that's where bullying comes into picture. Because they, for example, Mingyu, right? They kind of like ridicule him, sort of bully him when it comes to what he did, and it's a good piece. I mean, it's art. What can we do? He's expressing his emotions, his feelings and stuff, and he's human. It's not as if I said this a million times in the podcast. I don't know if you were the guest here, Ash. Pero I said this once. I'm gonna say it again. These guys are doing things that you're doing as well.
Yeah.
So these guys are having sex as well. Like I can be very blunt when saying that. Obviously, they're doing things like that. Obviously, dahil sila yung nasa limelight, bawal nila gawin, and ikaw yung, yung nugo dyan,
Yeah.
pwede mo siyang
Porket
gawin.
hindi ikaw yung napili.
Yeah, right? I mean, porket hindi ikaw yung blessed. Obviously, they're doing things that you're doing as well. And why can't they express themselves in a lack of proper term promiscuous way? Like what you said with Wasa and Jesse, they're very like they set their own standard. They're not in their,
and I love them for that.
Exactly.
One of my favorite quotes ever is from Wasa when she said in that concert that what do you call that? If I won't fit the
standard,
the beauty standards, I'll be my own standard. I'm like, yes, girl.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
See,
amen.
You see that? It's like, if you're not beautiful for a lot of people, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm beautiful for me. So I'll be that. I'll be that beauty. I'll be that kind of beauty where I see fit. And this is the same with expressing yourself with art. Like, I find it beautiful. That's why I did it. And a lot of people are ridiculing it because it has like very promiscuous, non fucking tame language or images.
And art never really had one meaning.
Right.
Art was always art always has a meaning based on the viewer's perspective.
Exactly.
So sometimes you view something based on what you are feeling yourself. So
dude, like Richard Gomez did a freaking dick pic as freaking art and sold for thousands, if not millions.
oh my gosh.
It's just a dick. Like you can Google it on it's you can Google it like the image. I don't know if you're in front of a computer right now, Ash. It's a dick. It trended. Kasi nga it's just a dick, a yellow dick.
I won't search it because I promised myself that the only penis that I'm going to see is from a cadaver.
It's like I'll stay single, thanks.
Until I meet my husband.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough. So girl, just for context, it's 196,000 pesos. Sorry, it's not a dick
Damn.
pic, by the way. It's not it's a painting. And it's not super I'll send it to you.
Is it abstract?
You don't have
Is
to
it
worry.
abstract?
Yeah, well, it's like Simpsons. But it's not graphic, don't worry. But imagine, that's it. 196,000 pesos.
Wow.
So
I
it's
can make-
art.
I
Right.
can make like 2 circles and look like abstract boobs and then
That's
sell
it, right? I mean, yeah, friggin' A. It's like, putang ina. Like, this is a portrait of boobs. That's it. Like, 196,000. So, no judgment against Richard Gomez. Obviously, he's expressing himself and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Ang akin lang, these are things that happen. And we shouldn't ridicule other people doing this because they're basically just expressing themselves through art. It's K-pop.
Yeah.
It's still art, you know? It's art of music, art of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same. Why can't they express like things like this? Pero pucha, pag sumasayaw sila ng sexy, hawak-hawak yung mga edits nila on stage. Ganun-ganun kayo. That I don't
Yeah.
understand. You know, it's very hypocritical.
Yeah, in a way. Like when like an idol like does something like relatively sexy and then you fall for it, and then when they do something like what Mingyu did,
Behind the scenes.
you suddenly start criticizing
That's right.
him. Well, I know it's in a way I know it's a different circumstance, but still there's like that same underlying concept or aspect of it.
We have to respect their private lives. That goes to dating, that goes to, you know, expressing themselves off the grid,
Mm-hmm.
their family and stuff. You just have to, like, there has to be
Yeah.
that fine line.
Yeah, because like they already gave so much of themselves to the public that the least you can do, the very least you can do,
Mm-mm.
is respect them as human beings, especially in their private life.
Respect their 2 a.m. trip to the CR, you know? Things like that. It's just horrible. It's just horrible to even fathom what we've gone through. And we've been here for a while, Ash. I mean, we've been following K-pop for years and years now, more than 10 years. So we've seen the worst of the worst. But whenever I see that something na, pucha, this is as bad as it can get, wala na, hindi na siya lalala. Then, oh,
happens.
surprise.
It just keeps coming.
Oh,
There's like something like you think that you experience the most toxic thing, but then another new toxic thing comes, and then
that's right.
when will this end? Really?
Ash, you gotta admit, it's your generation's fault. You gotta admit, Gen Z's a bit, you know, it's scary.
Yeah, no comment there. Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
It's just that our generation's very opinionated, and
Yeah, you guys are.
a lot are overly sensitive. I don't know.
You know,
Maybe.
now that I thought about it, it's not really Gen Z fault. It's not really Gen Z's fault. I feel like it's the millennial Z, which they call it. You know, the one in
The
between.
bridge.
Yeah, the one in
Yeah.
between, because they went through the cell phone era when it just started, or not really when it started, but the early days of the cell phone era, and then at the same time the internet, and then you're old enough to experience them, yet young enough to get through high school and college with, you know, the youngerlings. I guess probably they're to blame here. or I can't say that they're to blame, obviously, but I'm just saying it out of context that, like, you guys are crazy.
Actually, like, even on Stan Twitter, the people who actually do major clapbacks at haters are, grade schoolers, high schoolers. I'm like, I can never do this.
It's like, what do you even know about
Scared.
sex? I mean, see you guys.
I'm so scared.
It's like, what do you know? Like, do you go on like chat roulettes now? I mean, is that now a thing for you guys to be more or less educated? Probably you got the birds and the beanstalk early. I don't know, but man, it's like
Well, a lot can make good points, but the
obviously,
others, yeah, not
there are a
really. Some
lot.
not really.
Yeah, some would definitely put out good points. Like they really good at
Yes.
point out a lot of things that really matters or makes sense. Pero most of them, damn, it's just so bad, so bad. You're adding up to the bullies. You're adding up to
Yeah.
the notoriety of K-pop standing, where K-pop is supposed to be about the music. You get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the music.
Isn't it like it's supposed to be an escape from your own reality?
That's right.
You're going to K-pop to de-stress, not stress some more.
Man, talk to Chelsea. Chelsea shouldn't go back to Stan Twitter. I mean, I
Like,
can't. I can't.
These
I don't know.
days, if I see something trending that is, a controversy or a scandal, I just exit the app right away. I'm like, I am not going to put myself through this emotional toxicity.
I don't
right
know.
now.
Like I enjoy the turmoil. I enjoy the banter. So I enjoy like answering back. Obviously I do, but I don't. But whenever I see something, it's like I like watching it unfold and just watch each other rip each other to shreds. I mean,
Oh my.
masochist eh, no? Puta. Pero, like, that's me on TikTok, I don't know if we call it Stan TikTok or whatnot. Pero, like, on TikTok, whenever I see those twice, like, posts, I just look at both parties. It's like, it's the blinks versus the ones. And, like, it's like, oh, it's Blackjack So-On
It's
all
about
over
to
again.
go down.
Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, it's just another reiteration of the Blackjack So-On movement.
Oh my gosh. Though the black one and Sony, like, that one was legit the spiciest. Like,
Oh
that
man,
was
yeah.
war.
Yeah, that was
That-
war.
oh.
I was part of that at some sort of extent. I was ruthless. Like I even bring up your mom. It's like I don't know how stupid you are, but you're not as stupid as your mom for giving you birth. Parang ganun, alam mo yun?
Oh my god.
Yes. It's like, oh my god. It's
Oh
like
my goodness.
you should
Remind me not to get on your bad side.
No. I won't ever do that to you, Ash. You're such a darling.
Aw.
Pero
Aw.
like back then, it's like the biggest the biggest wars that I've been through. It's like people tend to message me, "Can you help me out?"
Wow.
Yeah, I have
You
that
know,
kind
like,
of thing. Yeah.
You're that kind of friend that people would call for backup.
Mm-mm. Man, I was bad. Ash. I was so
But
bad.
it's because both 21 and Girls' Generation, they were literally the strongest girl
They were
groups.
head to head. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what make the war fun, because both sides had great points.
Yeah.
Both sides were valid because they were both strong girl groups.
Look, they're both valid. I can give you that. However,
Mhm.
and they were neck and neck when it comes to music shows and whatnot. Pero kasi ultimately, to be honest, and I'm not saying this biasedly, in an unbiased way, objectively, it was really Girls' Generation that was winning the race as far as popularity and like even questionable when it comes to songs. Obviously, 21 had really good songs. Pero
Mhm.
as far as the race goes of being NGG, quote unquote, it was really Girls'
Yeah.
Generation. I mean, it was
Weren't they
really
the first? Girls' Generation was the first Nations girl group.
No, not the first. They were the second, I think, because back then we had SES and Finkel, if you remember.
Oh yes, SES.
Yeah,
Oh my
SES I
gosh,
think was the
really?
first one. Yeah, I think was the first
Aw.
one. SES. Yeah.
But I think it was because they were the first girl group with a lot of members, and like it was that formula. The first time they had really that kind of formula for a girl group.
Yeah, because SM kind of has that. They were perfecting the formula, right? So
Yeah.
SES being 3, and Finkel I think they were 4. Pero there's just something about SES as well back then. Nah, when you hear an SES song, it's like, oh, it's like there's just
Yeah.
something really cool about it. So yeah, for me back then, it's still SES was the Nations Girl Group. But as far as the moniker Nations Girl Group is concerned, like the nickname, no one has ever brought it to such lengths than Girls' Generation. Never.
Yes, that's so true.
In a million years. Like, I wouldn't think we can replicate something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what we're seeing now, and a lot. I would probably get a lot of flack right now, but it's like what we're seeing now with BTS. Like, they're bringing it into such lengths that we haven't seen before. It's like
Yeah.
boy groups are dominating the K-pop scene. It's very obvious. I mean, with the help of BTS, which is like, obviously they didn't pave the way. Don't lie to yourself. Pero as far as that's being a K-pop idol is concerned, like BTS is just. It's like we had the EXOs and the Super Juniors, and you can really bring up good points with other groups. But then again, at the end of the day, it's still BTS that is like known.
Yeah.
You can bring out the Super Juniors, obviously. The 2PMs. I get what you mean. They're very talented people, and I stand them. The big bangs, I stand them. It's just that
The Big Bangs.
Yeah,
Yes.
Big Bangs.
The Dongbang Shinhis.
Oh my God! Right, fucking A. But wala eh. It's just something about BTS, and they really
Props
brought
to
it.
their marketing, though.
Right. Big Hits,
Grab it.
Big Hits really doing a lot of things for BTS, and you see that the marketing works. Because I see it from G Friend as well. They bought Source. They bought Source Music, right? And now it's G Friend is now under Big Hit, or they have a different label name now, I think. But obviously you can see it with how G Friend is being marketed. As far even with producing songs, they're producing good songs. It's not the cutesy song anymore. So I don't know. Like, we've been here a while, Ash.
Yeah.
Should we quit? Is it time? Is it time yet?
I really thought this was a phase before, but it never left me. So I already like gave up on trying to quit because I'm into it too deep.
Yeah, I can remember. I can vividly remember my mom. Before we end the show, I can vividly remember my mom's like, "You're still into K-pop?" It's like, Mom, it's not a phase.
Wow, it's not a phase.
It's not a phase.
Well, would you look at that?
Man. That's a good topic when you return here on the podcast, which is like in 4 years when you graduate. So she's super busy. She's so in demand. Like with Spill the Soju, and then at the same time with like her schooling. It's like it's hard for her to like, Oy, Holy Week ah. Can you maybe? It's like, here's a good topic when you come back. What's the sign for you to call it quits in K-pop? That's a good topic. Man, I want all three of you to guest here to talk about that. That would be so freaking good to talk about. Like, but yeah, I'll work that out. It's hard to match your schedule. I think as far as schedule goes, like, Katie would probably be the most free when it comes to schedule.
Oh my gosh, imagine if the three of us are here. Oh, can you handle our chaoticness?
Obviously not. I would probably just shut up, and just let you talk. It's like, here's another iteration, like another episode of Spill the Soju for you guys. We're just basically streaming it on the
Spill
Kingdom
the
Podcast.
Soju takes over the Kingdom
Yes,
Podcast.
yeah, I think that would be
Basically.
great. But man, it's like you were saying earlier. Sorry, I cut you off. Were you saying something earlier? Can
I
you still
forgot.
remember?
No.
But yeah, I mean, Ash, I think that's the show. Thank you so much for...
Oh, wow.
Ang bilis,
Thank you
no?
for having
Ako rin,
me
nagulat
again.
din ako eh. It's like, we're in an hour 10 already. It's like, what the hell?
What? That was an R?
Yeah.
Damn.
We talk a lot, Ash. We talk too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk too much. Follow her on Twitter, guys, at Days Gone Dancing. You can follow her on Instagram as well. Instagram at AshleyBHP_143. Please follow her her podcast at Spill the Soju and check them out, anchor.fm/spill-the-soju. Ash, thank you so much. You gotta be back,
you
right? You
for
gotta
having me.
you gotta have this like
Yeah.
reiterating thing. Can we do like once a month?
Oh!
Pwede ba kontratahin na
I'm so
kita?
honored
Yeah,
that
can we
I'm
do that?
probably one of your favorite guests.
Yeah. Really, kasi like we gotta do this once a month. I mean, we'll keep in touch, obviously. So I'll just send you a DMs like, when are you possibly free? Parang ganun na lang, so that
Okay.
you and I can match our schedule. Since we
Sure.
don't release like on a constant day anymore. Sometimes you release on a Saturday and then sometimes it's on a Wednesday, so it doesn't really matter for me. By the way, this episode will be uploaded tonight as well. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's a recurring theme for me. It's like record and then release. Kasi it lacks the parang nawawalan kasi siya ng ng tawag dito ng shit, I forgot the word. But you gotta release it as soon as possible for it to be it lacks the relevancy if you release it like later. Let's say you record like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and then the topics were like 2 weeks ago, and then may mga bagong topics na ngayon. It's like, ba't ngayon lang
Oh
natin
yeah, that's so
uusapan to?
true.
So yeah, that's my recurring theme. So yeah, record and then post. Ash, thank you so much. Be back soon.
Thank
okay?
you. Of
All right,
course.
do you want to invite the
Anything for you.
yes, good stuff. Can you wanna invite kinikilig ako? You wanna invite the how you say the listeners to listen to your podcast?
Wait, I'm shy. Well, you said everything already. I'm okay.
You're okay. Again, guys, they release episodes bi-weekly. So and they have their
Not
pre-games.
anymore.
Yeah.
We just do it like every other week.
Yeah, every other week, right? But how about the pre-games? It's still kind of like a sort of weekly thing, right? Or the week that's
like
free.
the weeks where we don't post the main episodes, that's when
Right.
we post the pre-games.
So this week will be a pre-game, most probably, right?
Oh, we all took a break for
Kasi
Lent.
it's Lent.
So yeah. So next week there's a pre-game.
Bakit wala akong break ng Lent?
Here we are.
Bakit bawal ako mag-break ng Lent? Anyway, Ash, thank you so much. Be back soon, alright?
Of course.
That's the show, guys.
Thank you.
You can follow us on Twitter at the Kingdom Pod PH. Again, that's the show. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
The Kingdom Podcast is executively produced by The Voice DJ Yuuki and co-engineered by senior producer Jason Aguayo. Special thanks to the Kingdom Podcast creative team. You can like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Anchor at The Kingdom Pod PH. All episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and any other platforms you use to listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening and see you next time.